Tiny brass key sits beside the white salt. It rests on the Formica counter today. I know if you left it, it wasn't my fault. You simply packed up and went on your way. The yellow tea kettle is quiet and cold. The kitchen has never felt quite so old. I touch the cold metal with one fingertip, remembering winters we shared with each sip. A tiny silver latch unlocked a green front door in June, when summer promised years that we could freely spend. Now autumn light fades quickly in the afternoon, and sweet quiet seasons turn into an end. I slip cold metal down where it doesn't belong, while radio static plays our old favorite song. The mailman came early and dropped off the news, a postcard from Denver with nowhere to send. I walk in the hallway wearing house shoes, still learning how quickly a decade can end. Your coat is now missing from beside the back rack, and some kinds of silence just don't travel back. I touch the cold metal with one fingertip, remembering winters we shared with each sip. A tiny silver latch unlocked a green front door in June, when summer promised years that we could freely spend. Now autumn light fades quickly in the afternoon, and sweet quiet seasons turn into an end. I slip cold metal down where it doesn't belong, while radio static plays our old favorite song. People say time will repair a quiet room. They say a fresh coat of blue hides the gray, but I keep the blinds up to watch tulips bloom and wonder how far you have driven today. A tiny silver latch unlocked a green front door in June, when summer promised years that we could freely spend. Now autumn light fades quickly in the afternoon, and sweet quiet seasons turn into an end. I slip cold metal down where it doesn't belong, while radio static plays our old favorite song. The kitchen light flickers, then settles down bright. I put the small brass key inside my desk drawer. I close up the house for another long night, and turn off the porch lamp beside the front door. past your door, clinking tin upon the cobblestone. You set 2 ceramic mugs upon the floor, unsure of how to sit in rooms alone. He packed his leather coat before the dawn and left a quiet shadow on the lawn. Sit down beside me, pull your wooden chair. We do not have to speak of who was there. A heavy suitcase carried yesterday, while silver rainfall polished iron gate. You watched him quietly drive far away, and now we let that cooling kettle wait. For decades coming down to one silent night, you fold the napkin where he used to sit. I bought some pastry from the baker right across the square where corner lamps stay lit. We spoke of 30 autumns long ago, before our dark hair gathered winter snow. Sit down beside me, pull your wooden chair. We do not have to speak of who was there. A heavy suitcase carried yesterday, while silver rainfall polished iron gate. You watched him quietly drive far away, and now we let that cooling kettle wait. Love arrives in gentle waves and leaves and salt. Not every broken promise was your fault. The house is still, but friendship holds the beam to wake you softly from a heavy dream. The milk truck hums along the lower street. I will stay right here until you fall asleep. 2 steady hearts where old memories meet, and promises we still intend to keep. Sweet lavender soap drifted down the hallway, while Arthur tied his brown leather boots. He left 2 gold coins by the porcelain teapot and brushed down the wool of his old Sunday suits. She stood near the pantry and smoothed out her apron, not saying a word as the clock struck 11. The taxi cab idling beside the red maple was waiting to take him away to the coast. They built a small kingdom from laughter and kettle steam. Now silence was all that remained. dipped his grave, the door low against the garden gate, while she pulled back the lace curtain to watch him walk away. A 40-year story concluded in autumn. No anger remained, only shadows of gray. 2 teacups left drying upon the tin drainer, marked where a true love once promised to stay. The scent of dry cedar still clung to his jacket as gravel crunched under his steady, slow stride. She opened the drawer where he kept his fountain pens and found a pink ribbon he had hidden inside. The porch light flickered and sputtered in breeze, while sparrows settled high in the sycamore trees. The driver leaned out to collect his 2 suitcases. The engine hummed soft in the late afternoon. A love was not broken, just worn at the edges, like old vinyl records that skip on the tune. He dipped his grave, the door low against the garden gate, while she pulled back the lace curtain to watch him walk away. A 40-year story concluded in autumn. No anger remained, only shadows of gray. 2 teacups left drying upon the tin drainer, marked where a true love once promised to stay. Sometimes 2 people can care till the ending, yet know that the house has grown far too quiet. No shouted farewells and no tearful entreaties, just quiet acceptance in place of a riot. The taxi turned left down the avenue slowly. She closed the lace curtain and turned off the lamp. The house smelled of lavender, sweet, cold and lonely. And autumn came in from the porch, dark and damp. Quiet held the dark kitchen still. Then a sudden thought broke the air. You left your winter coat upon the sill and left your silver comb beside the chair. The hallway floorboards didn't make a sound. I stood right there and slowly looked around. The tea inside the cup has gone stone cold. The simple stories that we made grow old. We bought that clock in Memphis long ago, when summer nights were warm and moving slow. Now steady ticks mark steps across the floor, while chilly breezes push the kitchen is green, and fold the quiet shadows in between. A photograph is leaning on the shelf. I turn it down so it won't stare. A sudden thought reminds me of myself when we were young without a single care. The gentle rain taps soft upon the glass and watches every silent minute pass. The tea inside the cup has gone stone cold. The simple stories that we made grow old. We bought that clock in Memphis long ago, when summer nights were warm and moving slow. Now steady ticks mark steps across the floor, while chilly breezes push the kitchen door. I pack your heavy books in boxes green, and fold the quiet shadows in between. The highway sign points west toward the line. You took your mother's rings and left me mine. The gas lamp flickers yellow in the yard, and stepping past your shadow feels so hard. The brass weight swings slow upon the wall. I turn the porch light off and walk the hall. The Memphis clock keeps ticking on its own. I close the front door gently, all alone. Why did we buy 3 gallons of green paint? We only had one hallway left to fix. The porch light flickers like a fading saint, and on the counter the kitchen clock ticks 6. I wonder if your train has reached the bridge, or if you found that sweater in the hall. A postcard magnet sticks against the fridge, and shadow shapes are walking on the wall. The radio plays something soft and slow, a waltz we never listened to before. My mind just drifts to where the rivers go, and how your heavy boots sounded by the door. We spent a decade building up a home out of second-hand chairs, then packed 30 years of quiet love inside 2 leather crates. Now I walk around these empty rooms and wander up the stairs, leaving the front porch lamp on late, while another year waits. is barking at the dark. Did you remember to turn off the stove? I think about our summer in the park and how the autumn wind swept through the grove. It feels so strange to hold a single spoon, to set one plate where two used to belong. The clouds are moving underneath the moon, and every quiet corner holds a song. We spent a decade building up a home out of second-hand chairs, then packed 30 years of quiet love inside 2 leather crates. Now I walk around these empty rooms and wander up the stairs, leaving the front porch lamp on late, while another year waits. Thoughts keep drifting like the autumn leaves along the avenue. I count the tiles across the kitchen floor to pass the time. There was no giant storm that broke the tender bond we knew, just 2 old hearts that slowly lost the cadence of their rhyme. The green paint cans are sitting by the kitchen door tonight. I guess I will start painting when tomorrow comes around. I hope your train is warm beneath the pale yellow light. I lock the latch and listen to the rain upon the ground. Heavy wooden legs pressed deep into the rug tonight, as I sink into the oak where you used to sit and cry. You thought the world had ended when she said goodbye, holding on to shadows in the faint kerosene light. I wish I could tell you that the dark clears away, and the pain in your chest finds a quiet place to stay. You were 21 and foolish, thinking love was guaranteed, bleeding out your sorrow over things you didn't need. When the letter in your coat pocket finally turns to dust, you will learn that letting go isn't breaking of a trust. Time will heal the quiet room where you wept upon the floor, and another gentle heart will come knocking at your door. I see your trembling fingers writing words you'll never send, trying to repair a bond that was destined for an end. She was bound for California while you rooted in the dirt. Neither one was evil, though you both ended up hurt. So breathe a little easier and lay your jacket down. You were 21 today. Put the kettle on the stove and rest your tired feet. The boy I was is safe now, where the past and present meet. Love was lost in April, but the autumn brought us home. You were never truly lost, and you never were alone. Spilled across the counter tiles as the evening glass began to glow. I set down my coat and squeezed a tired smile and asked if you had far to go. You pushed the napkin holder to my side, said the highway gets lonely after 4. I told you how a 50-year ride just quietly walked out the door. The coffee brewed slow in the corner pot, a gentle steam rising through the warm air. I spoke of her eyes and the house that we bought, and why I was sitting right there. A heart doesn't shatter with a thunderous sound. It slips like an autumn leaf onto the ground. You listened in silence while the jukebox played low, a sympathetic stranger with nowhere to go. We shared a cold shadow of love turned to dust, and traded simple truths that a traveler can trust. You told me your daughter lives up in St. Paul, and you haven't seen her face since June. I showed you the picture I keep in my shawl, taken underneath the seaside moon. We were just two strangers sharing a booth, sipping dark roast that had gone a bit stale, finding a sweet comfort in the bitter truth of a long and unfinished old tale. The neon sign flickered its dull yellow flame, while cars rumbled past on the street. It felt good to speak her forgotten soft name to someone I never will meet. A heart doesn't shatter with a thunderous sound. It slips like an autumn leaf onto the ground. You listened in silence while the jukebox played low, a sympathetic stranger with nowhere to shared a cold shadow of love turned to dust, and traded simple truths that a traveler can trust. Parting is heavy when you walk it alone, but talking to someone makes the load feel small. You paid for my cup with the coin of your own and patted my shoulder near the diner wall. A heart doesn't shatter with the thunderous sound. It slips like an autumn leaf onto the ground. You listened in silence while the jukebox played low, a sympathetic stranger with nowhere to go. We shared a cold shadow of love turned to dust, and traded simple truths that a traveler can trust. The bus rolled in at 8:45. You tipped your gray hat and stepped into the night. I sat with my tea on the counter line, warming my hands in the soft amber light. You said yesterday the tea was far too hot, and now the china cup sits drying on the tile. The yellow coaster marks the little wooden spot where you sat reading by the window for a while. The screen door latch is hanging 1/4 inch too low, and June's calendar is turned 3 weeks ago. I trace the little things you left along the shelf while learning how to keep the quiet to myself. Your heavy winter coat still hangs beside the door. A silver hairpin rests upon the hallway floor. I sweep the kitchen tiles and leave the lantern down before the last bus makes its turn to leave this town. The wall clock ticks along without a second left to spare, and all your quiet memories are resting in my chair. Your garden shears are sitting by the garden wall, where dried up marigolds are waiting for the fall. The radio is tuned to local news at 5. I watch the sparrows on the telephone wire arrive. You left your reading glasses right beside the plate and walked into the yard before the hour grew late. I touched the little lines you left along the shelf while learning how to keep the quiet to myself. Your heavy winter coat still hangs beside the door. A silver hairpin rests upon the hallway floor. I sweep the kitchen tiles and leave the lantern down before the last bus makes its turn to leave this town. The wall clock ticks along without a second left to spare, and all your quiet memories are resting in my chair. A stray umbrella leaning in the hallway shade burn like fire. It feels like fading ink. Just standing by the window near the kitchen sink. Your heavy winter coat still hangs beside the door. A silver hairpin rests upon the hallway floor. I sweep the kitchen tiles and leave the lamp turned down before the last bus makes its turn to leave this town. The wall clock ticks along without a second left to spare, and all your quiet memories are resting in my chair. The cup is cold now on the kitchen floor. The brown coat stays upon its brass knob by the door. I lock the front gate as the evening shadows grow, and wish you well wherever you may go. Scratchy tweed catches on my skin where the elbow wore thin years ago. You bought this coat in a shop downtown when the winter wind started to blow. I reach inside the inner pocket now and feel the paper ticket from the show. The years took the color out of the thread and washed away the angry words we said. But holding this wool brings you right back to me, standing alone under the maple tree. You turned your collar up against the steady autumn rain and promised you would write before the leaves began to fade. The train car pulled away while I was standing on the lane and left me with a woolen coat and promises we made. Soft faded cotton lines the inside trim, smelling faintly of old cedar wood. We walked 3 miles to the riverbank, doing every silly thing we could. You laughed so hard you lost a brass button right where the iron bridge once stood. The years took the color out of the thread and washed away the angry words we said. But holding this wool brings you right back to me, standing alone under the maple tree. You turned your collar up against the steady autumn rain and promised you would write before the leaves began to fade. The train car pulled away while I was standing on the lake simple piece of fabric keeping yesterday from falling quietly onto the wooden floor. I button up the top and turn around, leaving slow footsteps on the ground. The old coat fits me like it did back then, and for a second I am young again. Brass five shines quietly beside our photo frame, and 50 long seasons will pass before I speak your name. I close my tired eyes and see a porch in gray daylight, where an older heart remembers how we said goodbye tonight. The calendar turns over in a slow and steady slide, and distance takes the tender things we used to keep inside. I will sit beside a window when the autumn branches bend, reading letters that we wrote before the story had to end, pouring sweet Earl Grey for two, although I drink the cup alone, finding peace inside the garden where the wild roses have grown. The grandfather clock will chime again to mark the hour of 6, while distant fading memories begin to softly mix. I will smile to hear a melody we danced to long ago, and forgive the heavy winter for its quiet drift of snow. The calendar turns over in a slow and steady slide, and distance takes the tender things we used to keep inside. I will sit beside a window when the autumn branches bend, reading letters that we wrote before the story had to end, pouring sweet Earl Grey for two, although I drink the cup alone, finding peace inside the garden where the wild roses have grown. Parting was a heavy stone we carried up the hill, yet time will soften every edge and make the storm grow still. We walked away as younger souls with tears we could not hide, to save a sweet devotion on the quiet other side. So when 20 years have settled on this gentle dining chair, I will raise a porcelain cup to love that stayed right there. Good night, my distant darling, under skies so deep and blue. In 20 years I'll sit right here and order tea for two. Small silver spoon from Ohio rests beside my half-filled paper cup. You bought it on a summer road trip before the autumn stirred the gravel up. I spin it slowly on the table and watch the dim reflection turn away. The afternoon is growing quiet now, and there is nothing left to say. We packed your heavy suitcase by the hall and watched the evening shadows climb the wall. A gentle promise broke without a sound, while golden leaves drifted down to the ground. I watched your taxi turn around the bend and learned how quiet stories reach their end. The silver handle has a tiny dent where you dropped it near the motel door. We laughed until the midnight was spent, sitting barefoot on the carpet floor. Now it just sits here, keeping company to a kitchen that has grown too still. I trace the metal with a single thumb and listen to the wind across the sill. We packed your heavy suitcase by the hall and watched the evening shadows climb the wall. A gentle promise broke without a sound, while golden leaves drifted down to the ground. I watched your taxi turn around the bend and learned how quiet stories reach their end. Old songs always play a little slower when the house is missing half its voice. Leaving wasn't something that you wanted, it was just a necessary choice. I keep the spoon right here where you left it, a little shine to hold against the dark. We packed your heavy suitcase by the hall and watched the evening shadows climb the wall. A gentle promise broke without a sound, while golden leaves drifted down to the ground. I watched your taxi turn around the bend and learned how quiet stories reach their end. The tea is cold, the shadow reaches long. I wipe the silver clean and put it back. The road goes on past every little town, and love stays quiet on the lonely track. Good night, my dear, wherever you may be. Wet street outside your window pane. You sit with your slippers on the rug, staring through the rain. The porch light flickers once or twice. The hall is quiet now. You wonder how a house gets quiet, when and where and how. He packed his small brown suitcase before the afternoon turned gray. You helped him fold his woolen scarf and watched him walk away. The kettle starts to whistle as the kitchen table fills with shade. You dry a pair of teacups where two simple promises were made. And though the hallway feels too long without his jacket on the hook, you close the ledger on a chapter written in a heavy book. You always made enough for two when winter evenings came. Now half the dinner stays untouched, but no one is to blame. I brought some biscuits from the store to keep you company tonight. We'll leave his memory by the door and turn down the front light. He left the brass umbrella stand right where it always stood. You say that parting was a choice, and maybe choices do some good. The kettle starts to whistle as the kitchen table fills with shade. You dry a pair of teacups where two simple promises were made. And though the hallway feels too long without his jacket on the hook, you close the ledger on a chapter written in a heavy book. Old friends don't ask for explanations when the heart breaks down. We just pour another cup and watch the evening hit the town. The radio plays a slow song from 1963, and you can lean your tired shoulders right here next to me. The kettle starts to whistle as the kitchen table fills with shade. You dry a pair of teacups where two simple promises were made. And though the hallway feels too long without his jacket on the hook, you close the ledger on a chapter written in a heavy book. Put your feet up on the stool and turn the porch light off. The street has gone to sleep now, and the night is warm and soft. Tomorrow we'll go walking down the avenue in spring. You'll see how quiet winter days can make a heart learn how to sing. Toasted maple and cinnamon filled the hall, while old Arthur adjusted his woolen shawl. He turned the radio low to a 63 tune and watched the yellow leaf fall in late afternoon. She had been gone since the leaves turned to brown, the sweetest young bride in this sleepy old town. He cleans every saucer and wipes off the plate, then pauses a moment to look at the gate. He knows she won't walk up that gravel-paved drive, yet keeping her memory keeps him alive. A picture in silver still stands by the phone, where two happy lovers once called this their own. Now winter is coming to cover the lawn, while music plays softly, though darling is gone. He closes his journal and turns down the light, wishing her peace in the cold, quiet night. Her blue knitted cardigan stays on the chair beside a small comb that she used for her hair. The neighbors bring soup when the evening grows chill, and talk about weather to settle the still. He smiles and he thanks them for being so kind, then wanders right back to the days left behind. He cleans every saucer and wipes off the plate, then pauses a moment to look at the gate. He knows she won't walk up that gravel-paved drive, yet keeping her memory keeps him alive. A picture in silver still stands by the phone, where two happy lovers once called this their own. Now winter is coming to cover the lawn, while music plays softly, though darling is gone. He closes his journal and turns down the light, wishing her peace in the cold, quiet night. 50 long years were too short for those two. They danced in the parlor when summer was new, though parting brought tears when the season grew late. Love never faded inside of this gate. Arthur still buys 2 sweet slices of pie and sits by the porch as the evening goes by. He leaves half the dessert on the table for two, remembering always the girl that he knew. Deep silence rested on the dark velvet curtains before the sudden memory of your voice broke through. The tall pendulum clock swung in empty motion, and the empty armchair faced the faded blue. A silver photo frame tilted on the mantelboard, holding a sunny afternoon from long ago. I stood in the doorway with my arms crossed tight, watching the evening shadows start to grow. You gathered up your leather traveling bags and walked toward the waiting taxi cab outside. The yellow headlights cut through autumn mist, leaving only tracks where our past relied. The wooden front gate swung upon an oiled iron hinge, while cold river breeze brought a sharp, bitter tinge. Your wool scarf was left hanging on the brass entry peg, beside a small umbrella and an empty wine keg. I closed down the blinds as your taillights disappeared, accepting every quiet outcome that I always feared. The dining table wears a spotless linen cloth. Two crystal glasses sit beside a box of tea. The silver teapot waits upon a wooden tray, just like the afternoons when you were next to me. I touch the porcelain cup you used to favor most, and hear the distant whistle of a midnight train. The room is calm again, yet something feels displaced, like summer flowers drowning in November rain. You stepped into the cab without a backward glance. The engine hummed a soft and steady parting tune. I turned the brass deadbolt against the chill outside, underneath a cold and pale September moon. The wooden front gate swung upon an oiled iron hinge, while cold river breeze brought a sharp, bitter tinge. Your wool scarf was left hanging on the brass entry peg, beside a small umbrella and an empty wine keg. I closed down the blinds as your taillights disappeared, accepting every quiet outcome that I always feared. Old records line the cabinet against the eastern wall. We danced to velvet strings when winter started falling. Now every silent corridor retains a phantom trace, and every ticking second keeps your memory calling. I keep the hallway lamp lit for the passing night, though knowing you will never step through that front door. The street turns quiet under dripping oak tree boughs. I hang your patterned scarf back on the wooden hook. A single dry leaf drifts across velvet cover of our photograph book. Where do the swallows go when autumn chills the town? I watch a drifted oak leaf spinning slowly down. The porch light flickers once against the darkening street, while old armchairs remember where our shadows used to meet. A cup of chicory is cooling in my hand, and time keeps shifting like a pile of river sand. My mind wanders back across a 30-year divide to promises we folded up and tried so hard to hide. The hallway clock is ticking in its steady wooden box. You wore a faded coat of blue and stepped into the storm. I locked the front door quietly to keep the kitchen warm. A sudden quiet settled in before the evening train and left a line of silver tracks across the window pane. We said goodbye without a word, just watching shadows lean. Why does an old tune linger long after artists fade? I stroke the silver teaspoon that your mother made. The neighbor's dog is barking at a passing motor car. I wonder if you're watching that same solitary star. My slippers make a soft sound on the parlor floor. The memories keep floating like a feather in the breeze. I hear the cold wind rustling in the barren maple trees. The copper kettle sizzles as the fire loses heat. You wore a faded coat of blue and stepped into the storm. I locked the front door quietly to keep the kitchen warm. A sudden quiet settled in before the evening train and left a line of silver tracks across the window pane. We said goodbye without a word, just watching shadows lean. I hold the tiny matchbook from the diner down the lane, where we sat eating cherry pie to beat the summer rain. No answer ever comes to meet the questions in my head, just quiet empty armchairs and a solitary bed. You wore a faded coat of blue and stepped into the storm. I locked the front door quietly to keep the kitchen warm. A sudden quiet settled in before the evening train and left a line of silver tracks across the window pane. We said goodbye without a word, just watching shadows lean. The porch light flickers twice, then leaves the yard in gray. matchbook down and put the tea away. The winter night arrives without a single sound. I close my eyes and listen to the world turn round. This heavy leather seat presses down hard today as I reach for the pen to write you a line. You are 22 years old and miles away, thinking every young heart breaks for the first time. You just walked her home along Michigan Avenue, holding her umbrella while the cold rain blew. You think the world ended when a train rolled west. You think you will never sleep again inside your chest. But listen close, young foolish boy, heartache is just another shape of joy. You will buy a small cottage when the spring turns warm, and find a sweeter laughter after surviving the storm. She was a tender chapter, not the final line. So dry your eyes and drink your glass of cherry wine. The road ahead holds grace you cannot see today, and love returns in gentle ways that stay. I watch you through 40 years of fading dust, holding on to letters that are bound to turn yellow. You blame yourself for giving her too much trust, staring at the ceiling like a broken young fellow. You saved her movie ticket in your coat pocket seam, chasing after shadows of a boyhood dream. You think the world ended when a train rolled west. You think you will never sleep again inside your chest. But listen close, young foolish boy, heartache is just another shape of joy. You will buy a small cottage when the spring turns warm, and find a sweeter laughter after surviving the storm. She was a tender chapter, not the final line. So dry your eyes and drink your glass of cherry wine. The road ahead holds grace you cannot see today, and love returns in gentle ways that stay. Don't tear up those photos or slam the hallway door. That goodbye was a blessing sent from heaven's floor. If she stayed, you'd never meet the woman by the sea who gave you 30 winters and a child on her knee. Put your boots away and get a good night's rest. You loved her well, you gave that girl, you're best. I am sitting in the future, peaceful and whole, sending all my quiet love back to your soul. Pale lavender haze filled the waiting station hall. An old man sat resting with a faded canvas sack. He looked at my suitcase standing near the door and asked if I was heading south or heading back. I told him I was leaving someone that I loved and didn't know if I could bear the lonely track. He turned his worn face with a gentle little smile and said to sit down and just rest a little while. You can pack every coat, but the heart stays behind. When a soft-spoken promise turns bitter over time, I left my own darling on a cold, rainy track, and 50 long years couldn't carry me back. The train whistled low down the rusty iron rail. He reached in his pocket with a quiet, steady hand, said love isn't wasted when it comes to an end. It leaves a sweet shadow on the layout of the land. He handed me a peppermint wrapped in silver foil and wished me good luck in a town I didn't plan. He turned his worn face with a gentle little smile and said to sit down and just rest a little while. You can pack every coat, but the heart stays behind. When a soft-spoken promise turns bitter over time, I left my own darling on a cold, rainy track, and 50 long years couldn't carry me back. We stood side by side while the engine slowed to rest. Two lonely travelers with a heavy winter chest. He shook my young hand and he gave me his blessing. A stranger who answered what my soul was guessing. The silver train pulled away into the dark night. I took my bench seat in the dim yellow light. He left me his wisdom and a candy to sweeten a heart that was mended, no longer defeated. yesterday you noted that the kitchen step was getting loose. There's a scratch beside the oven where you set the iron skillet down. Two gray threads are hanging from the pocket of my wool bathrobe. Your red reading glasses sit right next to the telephone book. I found 3 old pennies underneath the hallway rug today. Every little shadow shows the quiet way you walked around. The old radiator whistles like a gentle sleeping child, and the clock upon the sideboard ticks away the afternoon. You packed your brown suitcase before the evening mail train came, leaving half a jar of honey sitting on the yellow table tile. Now the winter wind is blowing through the broken window frame, and I watch the lonely street lamp flickering across the mile. There's a faint round ring of water where your tea glass used to sit, and the third drawer in the dresser moves much smoother than before. You left 4 green apples ripening upon the windowsill, and your handwritten receipt from June is tucked behind the door. Small forgotten pieces stay behind when someone says goodbye. I can track your movements by the dust settled on the floor. The old radiator whistles like a gentle sleeping child, and the clock upon the sideboard ticks away the afternoon. You packed your brown suitcase before the evening mail train came, leaving half a jar of honey sitting on the yellow table tile. Now the winter wind is blowing through the broken window frame, and I watch the lonely street lamp flickering across the mile. I never knew a quiet house could speak in such a steady voice. It points out where you touched the wall and where you hung your coat. I fix the loose wooden step because I have no other choice, and fold the little paper where you left a short final note. The honey jar stays sitting where you placed it yesterday. I turn the radio down low and lock the front door tight. These tiny little clues remain long after you went away. I put your reading glasses back and turn off the hall light. Soft worn velvet rubs against my knee as I pull this dusty coat down from the rack. A sudden touch of faded blue and green sends every distant summer rushing back. You wore this fabric on the ocean pier, the night we knew our time was running short. The chilly autumn wind began to blow. We held each other close to stay alive. We spoke in quiet tones, both soft and slow, and counted every second until 5. You smoothed the navy coat before the train began to roll, and left a golden memory inside my quiet soul. I stood upon the wood and heard the iron wheels grow loud, to watch a dark velvet sleeve drift into the crowd. I pressed the fabric close against my cheek, and find 2 copper pennies in the seam. The small reminders make me wanna speak, though 30 years have washed away the dream. You left your silver thimble on the floor and walked away without a backward glance. Time moves along just like a winding street. The stitches loosen and the colors fade. Yet standing here where shadow and memory meet, I still remember every vow we made. I placed the coat back on its wooden hanger. No bitterness is left, no sudden anger. I close the closet door and step away, and hold your quiet love in me today. The glowing blue 4 on the bedside clock will tick through the silence without a sound, while rain on the windowsill starts to knock, and dry autumn oak leaves cover the ground. I will sit in my chair with a cup of tea, wondering where you might happen to be. The calendar pages will turn and fall, and shadow lines stretch down the hallway wall. I will smile as I hear an imaginary knock, right as the shadow crosses the clock. At 4 o'clock I will look for your coat on the hook, and open the pages of our favorite old leather book. Though distance has separated 2 gentle hearts made of gold, the love that we shared never truly grows bitter or cold. The radio hums an old 3/4 time, a song song that we danced to when we were young. The copper pendulum swings in rhyme, recalling the sweet words we once had sung. Though parting was gentle, the years stretch wide, yet in my warm thoughts you are by my side. The calendar pages will turn and fall, and shadow lines stretch down the hallway wall. I will smile as I hear an imaginary knock, right as the shadow crosses the clock. At 4 o'clock I will look for your coat on the hook and open the pages of our favorite old leather book. Though distance has separated two gentle hearts made of gold, the love that we shared never truly grows bitter or cold. Far in the future, when hair has turned gray, I will still save a corner for you in my mind. We said our goodbyes on a cold, rainy day, but true gentle affection is hard to unbind. The evening arrives as the blue numbers fade. I pour out the tea in the soft golden shade. Though you are far distant, the memory stays bright, and I will still love you